So we're away here in the men's D 5,000, 20 strong here. So we saw 20 in the E-race right before this. Now another 20 will take their turn at 12 and a half laps. So the times here are pretty consistent. Range from 17 out to 18 and a half. So not a lot separating them. A lot around the exact same time. So we shouldn't see as much of a fracture as what we saw in the last. Hip number 1 is Jimmy Goulas. Hip number 3 is Simon Holt. Hip number 4 is Trent Gauci. Hip number 5, Jonathan Lacey. Hip number 6, Andy Catchlove. Hip number 7, Daniel Braunsteins. Hip number 8, Ahmed Abdul Rahman. Hip number 9, George Kazanidis. Hip number 10, Joshua Rawlak. Hip number 11, Simon May. Hip number 13, Thomas West. Number 14, Jared Byrne. Number 15, Lockie, Fangmeyer. Hip number 17, Cillian Buttermere. Hip number 18, Scott Weekly. Number 19, Tony Langleen. Number 20, Josh Fu. Number 21, Damien Cusack. Number 22, Radian Cesard. And number 23, rounding it out, is Chris Pepperell. So those are the hip numbers as they come through. So it's Simon Holt out in front. And Jimmy Goulas, he's right behind him there. So a tap on the shoulder to me from Tim Crosby said Jimmy Goulas doesn't mind getting out in front. He's going to tuck in on the shoulder of Simon Holt. Usually in those old Zav silks, unattached tonight. Was told he has to be one of the fittest 40-year-olds going around in Victoria, Simon Holt. So he's going to let it be known that he's out here to do some damage across 12 and a half laps. Not messing about in pace either. He's put his foot down early here, has Holty, and he'll say, come and get it. So Jimmy Goulas behind him there. Also moving through nicely is Fangmeyer. He'll go right on the shoulder of Holt, so he doesn't want to see a fracture at all. The Marcelin product will put himself in there. So in a little bit of no man's land at the moment, Thomas West, and then that's back to Scott Weekly. He'll lead out that next pack behind him here. So this group of 20, well, on paper, they're very close together, but on the track, they are very widely spread. As we now see Damien Cusack and Holt. He's got an ascendancy top to tail of 100-odd metres now, 150 we would call it. So Simon Holt wasting no time. It's Lockie Fangmeyer as well behind him there. So he's going to put himself in a position to run quite fast. He's got no time registered here, so really unsure of what the personal best might be. I'd say around the 17-minute marker, so he'll just roll on from Holt. Goulas spots him a little bit of room now. It was a 1 metre separation, has turned into 5 or so. So looking quite comfortable though in that third position at his own pace is Jimmy Goulas. So looks very comfortable in that third position. Holt, he's still out in front. Hasn't changed there at all. Fangmeyer as well. So they'll come down to 1K. This will give us a very good indication of what they're on here at the moment. And it'll rock around the 3:15 marker. Just underneath it, in fact. So 3:14 it is out in front, which is quick, which is 16 on. Yeah, 16, I would say 05, somewhere around there. So as I mentioned on paper, it was 17, and they're rolling at about 16-minute pace. So they're out to get after it here. Could be a couple of PBs in this field. 3:33 strikes the clock as the main part of the pack makes their way through. Chris Pepperell now as well on 3:40 pace. So they're not messing about here at all. This group out in front, or this duo out in front, I should say now, because it's Holt back to Fangmeyer and doing a great job up this back straight as well. So all under the 4-minute marker through this first K, which is good gas, good pace here early. But Simon Holt, he'll lead out his younger compatriot in Fangmeyer behind him there. He might just teach him a thing or two out here in front, Simon Holt. He's no stranger to these types of races, no stranger to these type of situations. So he'll be more than comfortable to just tick along. Fangmeyer behind him, Goulas still in third as well. All running very smooth, very in control races. They can keep this pace up, on track for a big personal best. Michael Massini next to me chomping at the bit to get himself on this microphone. So Goulas now makes his way down through the start-finish line. Still back to Thomas West, who'll try and peg back a little bit of distance on our old Melburnian athlete if he can. Leading out this next pack is Catchlove. He's got 4 behind him there. The tail of that pack is Braunsteins. Now following through is going to be Gauci, and he's being stalked there by Abdul Rahman. And we now see Kazanides at the tail of his pack is May. So all working very well together, all working off one another's patterns and strides. But Holt, Fangmea cannot be separated. Couldn't put a piece of paper between them if you wanted to, had these two out in front. So they'll stay at the 1-2 punch. Goulis still in third. He might have somebody join him here by the way of Thomas West, who's just been biding his time, applying his trade nicely, a little bit off the old Melburnian. So they're going to make their way around here at that next 200-metre marker will be the 2-kilometre point. So we'll see whether they've followed on. They were at 3:15 on the nose through the first K. So anything at 6:30 indicates they've kept it pretty consistent. So Holt out in front. Fangmea behind him there in the HSV colours. He's just absolutely stalking the movements of Simon Holt. It's Goulis now. West just goes right around the shoulder. So he's been biding his time, has West. And now moving up the home straight as well, away from the pack behind him is Catchlove. And they're going to tap one on the shoulder, and the one that gets the nod is Scott Weekly. So he might try and go and get after Catchlove if he can. It's the rest of this field now. It's Gauchi, made a slight separation back there to Rawlack. Further behind May. So he's at the tail of that group. West moving up nicely into that third position. We'll get a good look here. So 6:34 it would be. So they've only dropped 4 seconds from the first K to the second. And Simon Holt, I have a feeling they're going to leave him at the front of this race for as long as possible, but he's tough and he'll be fine.
Oh, thanks.
I'll take it back if you want.
No, it's okay. Fangmea's got a 9:54. It'll be 7 minutes. 4:24. Minutes is 7. So Fangmea, who's just sitting in second position, nipping at the heels, has got a 9:54, 3,000 metres to his name. So running a 16:40 tonight isn't out of the question. And that's the pace that they're on for at the moment. So just going 1-2 out the front, supporting each other. There's a bit of a gap into the third and fourth, and then train of athletes spread across the track with a couple of packs a bit deeper, everyone doing their best to get PBs tonight. With seed times ranging between 17 to 18 minutes.
Go, lads.
So Holt, Fangmea, their positioning hasn't changed. And we're just waiting to see if Fangmea has the legs to sustain this pace, and if Holt has the ambition to stay in front for the next 2.5 kilometres. West and Gauchi sort of in no man's land at the moment, just waiting, biding their time, gone through the halfway mark in 8:17. So on for that 16:40 time. Holt and Fangmea at the head of the pack, holding a solid, consistent pace with 6 to go. So West, Gauchi holding a consistent pace of their own. Just don't have any company to do it with, unfortunately. Catchlove coming through with 6 to go. Abdul Rahman, Lacey, Buttimer and Weekly all coming through, 6 to go. So Holt and Fangmea coming through just under that 16:40 pace with 5.5 to go, and they still haven't changed formation. And although the wind is dropping a little bit here at the Collingwood Athletics track, Holt is absolutely doing all the work at this point. 2K to go, coming through the 3K mark basically on Fangmeyer's PB pace, 9:55 through the first 3K. West coming through in a 10:10 and about that 16:50 pace, so he's on for a PB. As is Goulis. And Catch Love all coming through. Everyone pretty much running on their own, apart from Holt and Fangmeyer at the head of the field. Although Holt is just bridging a bit of a gap of about 5 metres now. 1,800 to go, and he says, see you later. Catch me if you can.
Wants to smoke, Mr. Holt. Oh, yep. So, Holt it is. We said he'd start to shift through the gears and really test the young man behind him. And Simon Holt, he's just showing his strength here now out in front. Is not skipping a beat. The man in front is Simon Holt. So he's no stranger to these situations. He's no stranger to these challenges. The thumbs up to the family on the side. I think he's having fun out here as well for this 12.5 laps. So Holt now shifts through the gears, hits the jets. Lockie Fangmere being brave behind him. But he might have to find another gear to try and get on the back of Holt. Nonetheless, on for a fast pace here. He's young Fangmere. So sitting in third still is West. Sort of burst out of that pack a couple of laps ago. And now we'll just take a look. He has a scout around the track. Maybe he just wants to see how far ahead Lockie Fangmere is. Old Westy. So he's pretty happy with his work. Gouchy now as well. He'll come through. This pack behind him working nicely. At the head of it is Catch Love still. And Abdul Rahman as well. In the middle of it all is Buttermere. So West looks at the clock up the back straight. Got 100 metres to make up on Fangmere if he can. Holt is absolutely booming around the bend. It was 1 metre, 2 metre, 3 metres 50. And he is flying into this home straight at the moment. Langleen and his pack comes through now as well. But all eyes have to be on Simon Holt. How fast can he go? He was 16:40 odd through the halfway marker, we'd noticed. He doesn't appear to have dropped his pace even slightly. In fact, his cadence and his rhythms only picked up and got faster. So he's cranking it up. He's not dropping off. It's not that they've slowed down, it's that he's sped up. Fangmere still around the same pace marker and looking good. Coming through now. It's West. Goulis still in fourth. West picking up slight distance maybe on Fangmere ahead of him. So watch this space for second and third. Well, he shakes his head, but his rhythm would indicate otherwise. His rhythm would indicate otherwise. So Westy, he sits in third. Goulis now, he'll have some company for the first time in a few laps. He's been brave out by himself. It's Buttermere now who goes on the shoulder. Followed by Catch Love, Abdul Rahman as well. Just a little bit further back trailing. So this group will work together. In fact, no, they'll just separate immediately. So coming through this home straight now, Jonathan Lacey. A couple in this group in front of you down this home straight on that PB marker. And they'll try and shift through the gears as easy as what Simon Holt is, because he's back in the home straight, the race leader. So this men's D 5,000 metres has been given an absolute exhibition by Simon Holt. And his cadence and his facial expressions show two different things. And Simon Holt, he looks ever so comfortable as he makes his way around. He says hello to the family and friends as he makes his way through this home straight every time. So he's clearly got a little bit of energy. Fangmere now. West enters the home straight as well. He's been great, Lockie Fangmere. West now in third. Looking comfortable as well. So Fangmere, he's up nearly around to the back straight. So this would take a lot in the final 200 metres, or 2 laps, I should say. But West still sitting there in third. Now in fourth is Buttermere. And moving around again is Catch Love, Goulis, and Abdul Rahman. That's how they read here in front of us. And they'll continue to make their way through. Lacey has company on his outside shoulder. And they've moved now and started to kick through. And that's Braunstein. So And Simon Holt makes his way around. Right now we hear the bell. A cheeky look, 15.02 for Simon Holt. So he is going to negatively split this 5,000 metres. It's just a matter of how much by. So Holt is up the track and gone. It's now going back to Fangmere, who's been brave in second, and he'll put himself right on a, well, I assume a PB pace as well. It's impressive racing. He'll go right around that 17 marker at the moment. That's where he's at here. Can he get underneath it? Would be very impressive. So 15.32. He's got 128 to get underneath that 17-minute marker. It's West now in the home straight, sitting in third. And he's done a lot of work there, Buttermere, but he's going to be joined on the shoulder by Catchlove, who was leading out that second group for a long period of time. And then 150 metres to go, though. Absolutely rocketing around this final 400 metres. It's Simon Holt. So Holt now will move out into lane number 3 to finish off this men's D 5,000 metre event. 16.03 on the clock. He's going to go well under 16.30. He bided his time through the halfway marker, and he said, I'll take it from here, lads. 16.14 unofficially for Simon Holt. A sensational effort here in the men's D 5,000 metres. A 20-second negative split there, which is unheard of over a 5,000. 16.30 is on the clock now. Lockie Fangmere is about to round into lane number 3 to finish off his race. So he'll be right around to be flirting with that 17-minute marker. So Lockie Fangmere, he was the accompaniment of Simon Holt through the first opening half of this race. 16.45. Oh, he's going to make an absolute mockery of 17 minutes. He is well under it. 16.50. And doesn't he know it? He will be sore tomorrow. Westy now comes into the home straight, and he's going to go just outside 17. 17.01. What a performance there. He'll be very happy with that, Thomas West. He was a 17.25 coming into it. Catchlove now comes down as well. He was 17.40, and here come the PBs. Buttermere just under as well. Abdul Rahman, 17.30 was his, and he's gone under that as well. Jimmy Goulis now will finish off his 5,000 metres. Coming into the home straight, Braunsteins, 17.52 next to his name, so he'll go under as well. So it's PBs galore. You have one, everybody has one. There's PBs up for grabs here at Collingwood tonight. We can see it right now. As the rest of this field now finishes off their Thursday night of racing. Cesar as well in. And big racing there. There's the rest now. That'll be just outside for Lacey. We'll try and catch them as they make their way through. Just outside there as well for Weekly. And now coming down is Byrne. Langleen as well. Just outside that 18-minute marker. So great racing here in the men's D 5,000. Simon May through the line now. Chris Pepperell. Well, he had 19.30 next to his name, so he has absolutely blown that to smithereens. And if you're here for the women's C race, do come down to this start-finish line for marshalling. That's the women's C 5,000. And great racing here from Trent Gauchi, 18.34. Next up is Joshua Rawlak. 17.45 was his, so... And that's our field here in the men's D 5,000. Next up, women.